Yo, what's going on, boys and girls, ladies and gents? Welcome back. Glad you made it to another So-So production. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Loving it. So good. So good. Brought to you by McDonald's. Not really, but it could be. Have you guys and gals been? Hope everybody's doing well. It is July 9th, 2023. We're doing it, and I'm staring right into the old GoPro Direct. Man, oh man, it's been some time. Last time we checked in, I believe it was the end of the month, the 30th of June. Now we're in July. It is the 9th, and we're rocking and rolling. So a lot of things have changed. We've twist and turn, baby. Twist and turn, twist and shout, twist and turns. Life is full of mysterious surprises, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So last time we checked, last episode, your boy packed up his bags, put everything in the car, said goodbye to the old studio, if you will, and decided to drive to the US. Austin, Texas was the destination. Now, are we in Austin, Texas right now? No. We're back in the city. We're back in Toronto. What happened, you ask? A lot has happened. First and foremost, I'd like to say that I'm okay. I'm alive, which is, that's basically, you know, that's where I'm at right now. Feeling good about the fact that I'm alive, which is super bueno. Always want to be alive. Nothing else beats being alive. The plan was to go to Austin, Texas. I was going to drive all the way down. I was going to head down to Niagara Falls, go through the border, go through Buffalo, maybe rest up in Cleveland, and then hit a bunch of other places. But things change. Things don't always go according to plan. Not that I didn't want them to go according to plan. I wanted them to go according to plan. How did things change, you ask? I'm glad you asked. Thank you for asking. Thank you for tuning in again. If you're a long-time viewer and listener, thank you for all the love and support. If you're just tuning in right now, buckle up. Buckle down. It's a bumpy ride up in this bitch. I got to the border. I should preface, there's so much that has happened in the past 10 days that I don't even know where to begin. But I'm gonna try to keep today's episode short. Moving forward, a lot has changed, man. The plan was to go to the US for a little visit, for a little vacation / trying to seek out opportunities, if you will. Boy was happy. I was just driving. I got to the border safe and sound, listening to my tunes, listening to my raps, listening to my hip-hops. I got a show today. Hustle and motivate. That's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. I got a show today. All that jazz. The good. Got to the border and everybody's going through. No problems. And came to your boy, and I got to the border agent was asking everybody that was coming through the border from Canada entering the US, what are you doing, how long are you going to be staying, what are your plans, so on and so forth. Now, have I gone to the US before? Hells yes, a handful of times. Been to San Diego, got family there, beautiful. Been to New York, beautiful city. Never had any issues. I've traveled via air. I've flown in. I've also bused to New York, which was pretty dope, not gonna lie. But this time going in, I don't know what happened, but on the 30th of June, it was just not your boy's day. Not today, son. Not today. The agent asked me, what are you doing? I'm like, and you know me, dogs. Keep it $1.50 all the time. Even to my own detriment. I can't help it. If somebody asks me a serious question, I comes there with the straight up answers. So somebody asked me, the border agent asked me, he's like, what are you doing? Like, I'm traveling to the US. He's like, where to? I'm like, I want to go to Austin. He's like, what for? I'm like, I want to go there and check out the comedy scene, and also I'm an amateur stand-up comedian and I'd like to hit up a couple of spots if possible. He's like, how long are you going to be staying there? I'm like, I don't know. Because that's the honest answer. When I've done my research prior to going, from my understanding, Canadians could visit up to 6 months. From my understanding. Again, this is all news and this is all brand new. So I don't know if that's legit, but up to 6 months. But I wasn't even going to stay up to 6 months. I was going to maybe stay a few months. But he asked, how long are you going to stay? I'm like, I don't know. And he saw my belongings in the back of the car. And he's like, do you live any place right now in the city? I'm like, smiling all, happy about the fact that I terminated my rent. I'm like, no, sir, I've terminated my rent because I'm going to be traveling for a little while. You see? I want to go there and just try comedy. See? So that's what I told him straight up. Kept it very honest. And he's like, I can't let you through today, son. Can't let you through today. And that's where everything took a turn for the, I don't want to say worst, because there's always, they say in hindsight, everything is happening for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. There's always a positive, and in the midst of the negatives, there's always positives as well. But he's like, not today. I'm like, sir, please, just let me go through. He's like, no, can't let you go through. And whatever I said to the border agent, he twisted it and turned it and put words in my mouth, words that I didn't say, but words that he assumed. He made assumptions. He's like, by the looks of it, you want to go there and set up shop. He said that. He said, and this is verbatim, his words, that you want to go there and set up shop. And I'm like, I don't even know what a shop is. I don't even know what setting up is. I don't know the combination of setting up a shop. I've seen shops. I've seen sets. Never have I dabbled myself personally in setting up shop anywhere, whether it's in Canada or elsewhere for that matter. I've been traveling throughout my life all over the world. I've stayed in places for some time. I've never set up shop. But he's like, it looks like you want to set up shop, son. So not today. I'm like, amateur stand-up comedian here. I want to go there to check out the scenes because there's more comedy. He's like, can't you do comedy in Toronto? I'm like, sir, the pandemic, I don't know if you know or not, but it's taken a toll on a lot of comedy clubs. A lot of them have closed down. Not many as opportunities around for the amateurs, and it's hard for me to get spots. Nonetheless, but that's the thing. The go-getter in me is like, you know what? You don't wait around for opportunities. You go out there and create your own opportunity. That's what I said to myself in my own noggin. I'm like, you go out there and you create your own opportunity. Because nobody in this world, there are no handouts. There are no hand-ins. Hands go hand in hand, but like there are no handouts. So that's what I was doing. I was like, I want to go there and be a star. Show them all. I want to just go, but this is all in my head, right? And obviously, you run through scenarios. I'm like, yes, I'm chasing. He's like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm chasing a dream. He's like, not today, sir. Not today. He took my passport and said for me to go and park my car all the way in the parking lot. And he's like, I need you to get out of the car and go to a building which was right at the border and go get your passport, and there's gonna be some officers there waiting for you as well. I'm like, oh man, this is not going according to plan at all. So I go into the building and I get up to the second floor and I see a bunch of people in this room. And I'm just being objective here. I'm just being objective, like what happened. I'm not trying to, and it's been some time that I'm, trying to look at things objectively. The room was filled with, I'd say 90%, browns. And maybe 10% whites, but like not red whites. Like Eastern Bloc whites, Ukrainian whites. People who were, and everybody was like sitting there waiting for their name to be called so they get their passports and either go through or head on back to Canada and whatnot. And everybody's going in 5-10 minutes really quick, bing, bang, boom. Everybody's doing their thing and I'm just sitting there. 10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes goes by, an hour goes by, an hour and a half goes by, almost 2 hours goes by. I'm just like, what is going on here? So I get up and like find an officer there at the border agency. I'm like, could you please check and see what's going on with my file, what's happening to my passport and such, because I have no idea what is going on at this point. They took my passport. I'm at the border waiting to speak with some officers, and nobody's paying me any attention, which is fine, because I'm like, literally, that's like, it's my comfort zone, dude. Nobody paying attention to your boy is my comfort zone. That's where I thrive, when nobody pays attention. So I finally get an officer to actually sit down and have a look and see. Is like, and again, he goes to the second officer, goes through the same questions. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm chasing a dream, sir. I'm an amateur stand-up comedian. I'm chasing a dream. And again, he's like, can't you do that in Toronto? I'm like, again, I go into explaining how the pandemic has taken a toll on the comedy clubs and whatnot. And there's a, you know, I give my story, the straight up facts. So I keep it $1.50. And he's like, not today, son. Not today. And they took my fingerprints. They took my car keys and checked the car. And and again, so much has happened, and I'm just like trying to like say as much of it as I can in this particular episode, and I don't even know, like, we'll see. But overall, first of all, before I even go and speak with this second officer, I gotta say, I was just wearing a t-shirt and I'm waiting in a waiting room amongst all my other browns and, you know, off-whites, if you will. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And the AC's on, and your boy's already nervous. I've got anxiety. Anxiety's up to here. Because if I see officers in uniforms, I just personally, authority figures in uniforms give me anxiety. Even if I've not done anything, which I've not done anything in my entire life. Not committed a crime. I've not ever done anything. I don't have a record of anything. If you look my name up in a database, there's no files or anything. They took my fingerprint. But before we get to the fingerprint, I did want to say this. When I was waiting to go and speak with the second officer, I was waiting in that large room filled with my browns and with my off-whites. And the AC's on, and I'm wearing a t-shirt. I got anxiety going through the roof, and I'm just like, oh man, keep it cool, keep it cool. But at the same rate, this won't stop working. This won't stop spinning. I already know this is not a good situation for your boy. I'm like, man, this is not going according to plan. And they were low key, and I don't blame y'all. I don't blame y'all. You're at the border. People be coming and going all the time. You got to be like sorting out through the peepsies who are, I don't know, up to no good, troublesome, whatever. That's what it is. You want to make sure good people are coming in. But that's the thing. I've been to your country. I've visited beautiful America before. I've never had any issues. I'm law-abiding whenever I visit. I do things by the book. I respect y'all. I think the U.S. is one of the best countries, if not the best country in the world right now. You know, despite the not so swell treatment at the border this time. But again, I'm not going to let one experience define an entire nation or a whole group of people just because of a few, not even bad apples. Let's just say tired apples. Doing a job that doesn't, you know, it probably doesn't pay well. You're probably dealing with a lot of people that don't speak English, because and that's the thing, you get in there and they're dealing with, again, majority browns and some off-whites. The emphasis, because that's the thing, and you got to sort through who's trying to sneak in, who's trying to do something sketchy, who's trying to do whatevs. So I'm waiting in the waiting room. The AC's on. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I see all these, you know, officers, and when I'm already like high anxiety. But at the same time, the old hamster upstairs is running. I'm like, man, so they must think I'm some sort of criminal element. I'm some sort of, like, you know, baddie or whatever. And, you know, but in my mind, I'm also thinking of despite the fact that this is not going well at all for your boy, I'm still thinking about the comedy. I was extremely tempted, I'm not going to lie. Just because of my complexion, just because of my last name, and just because of the interactions that we had. I think they were like low-key looking at me and like making judgments, you know, assumptions. I wasn't gonna do this because I think if I did this, I would have probably gotten like handcuffed or something. But I was extremely tempted because they made assumptions about your boy, that your boy's no good. And that assumption has been made quite frequently in your boy's life. A lot of people have made a lot of assumptions based on a lot of things. And I'm not blaming people. I'm one that takes full responsibility for my life and everything that has happened to me. No problemo. But I was extremely tempted to, as I was sitting there and kind of trying not to shiver from the cold AC that was blowing on top of me and the anxiety of the officers and everything, but I was extremely tempted to just blurt out a couple of phlegmy sound words, just sitting there and be like, you know what I mean, just Allah, you know what I mean, just throwing in one of those, like, just because they've made assumptions and I wanted to give them the full experience. But had I gone and done that, I would have probably been booked and like handcuffed or so. But I was extremely tempted, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, these guys think I'm some sort of, you know, bad apple or something, and I was tempted to just blurt out something phlegmy with a lot of and a lot of that, a lot of those. It came to my mind and I was tempted, but I wasn't gonna, you know, I'm like, you know, let's not get handcuffed today. So after speaking with the second officer, he's like, yeah, you can go back because you don't have a place to live. I'm like, yes, because I'm traveling and because I'm a self-proclaimed poor. That's this guy right here. I belong to the poors right now. The dream is to go from rags to riches. That's the dream. If you're asking, you're like, what's your long-term plan? Is to, and people say don't do things for money, but ultimately, once again, I was reminded that this life is really narrow. If it narrows down to one thing that could like smoothen out your life processes, it's the amount of money that you got in your bank account. So that being said, as a but that's the thing, they say like don't identify, and I don't, but I was just reminded that I'm a poor. I was just reminded, he's like, yeah, because you don't have a place to live, right? It seems like you want to come up here and set up shop. I'm like, well, I can't afford to pay rent while I'm not in the city and also do the traveling. I can afford to travel and then come back, but I can't afford to travel and pay rent for a place that I'm not residing in. And I was reminded once again through more or less words that you're a poor, which was super swell for my self-esteem. It was great, dudes, ladies and gents. Nothing makes you feel good once somebody tells you, you know, not enough moolah in the old bank account, huh? And you want to come up here and set up shop there? So he's like, not today. Not today. But that being said, and I'm just trying to, again, so much has happened in the past 10 days that I'm trying to like recollect and keep you guys informed. And again, once again, thank you for all the love and support, whoever's been with me, whoever's just joining us today. Subscribe, motherfuckers. Go ahead and subscribe. Just to fucking like stick it to the fucking algorithm, dude. Are you sick and tired of the algorithm? Fucking subscribe to this guy's channel, and you know, because like, you know, underground storyteller here. I'm like, I want to be I told him I'm chasing a dream, sir. I don't like to, you know, use these labels or not, you know, it's artist, if you will, you know what I mean? But like, you know, not well known or anything, and I don't even like using that term because it's kind of, you know, I'm whatever, dude. I'm half a fag. I'm, you know, 3/4 retarded, so it's just like people speak and I speak honestly and truthfully. Things come out. People are like, what do you do? And I'm like, artist. Oh, Mr. Artist wants to come here and be a big star. Wants to come here and do shows, do you? You want to come here and do shows? Not today. So got turned around at the border, and they gave me a list of stuff that I need to provide if I want to go through. Because lessons learned though. Lessons learned. If I had just bought a airplane ticket like all the previous times, no problemo. Flight there and back, all gooch. But this time, the circumstances, again, I'm not blaming anybody. Now you're just doing your job. This is to the border agents, but you made assumptions that your boy's a no good son of a bitch. So, you know, if we're making assumptions, then I'm gonna assume you're a whole bunch of just the agents that I dealt with personally. I'm just gonna go ahead and, because you made assumptions, and it's only fair that if we're just making assumptions. But they say also, if you are to make your assumptions, to assume is to make an ass out of you and me. So don't do that. But if you're gonna assume I'm a dirty son of a bitch that's no good, then I'm gonna assume that you're a bastard, that your mom's a whore. You're a bastard and your mom's a whore is what I'm. But these are just assumptions, and both of us could be wrong. I know you're wrong, and I'm probably wrong too. Your mom's not a whore. You certainly acted like a bastard there, bunch of yous. But who knows? Long day, maybe a fight with the wife, maybe a fight with the husband, maybe a couple of legit bad apples that you dealt with. Personally, not taking anything personal. I'm like a duck. Jizz will just rub right off me, dude. I fucking, you know, Kleenex, a hot shower, it'll just fly right off this guy's skin. So I got sent back. And then I had to sit there and cry in Niagara for a good hour. Because now, and I should say this, I wasn't, you know, I didn't, again, in my mind, I'm going there, I'm like, hustle and motivate. I got a show today. That's all I'm trying to do, hustle and motivate. I got a show today. You know, I'm listening to my raps, I'm all that. But in the back of my mind, I'm trying to be positive. But at the same rate, I'm still thinking, like, things could go wrong. You could go there and, like, you know, you might go and perform if you're lucky, and people might legit tell you, you suck, dude, you suck. Take a hike, son, you suck. That's also a problem, but I don't want to think that way. I'm like, I want to go there and be a star or something. Taking action, taking responsibility of your life, you know, because nothing's, again, given handed. There are no handouts. And this was going to be a classic rags to, you know, not like filthy riches, but like better than, you know, but now it's, so if you like rags to riches stories, this is very similar to that. This is, but like, you know, it's an alternative twist to the old rags to riches stories. This is like rags to more rags. I actually had to get rid of a whole bunch of rags that I own, so it's like rags to less rags. But, you know, in hindsight, I'm trying to be positive, because I'm like, I literally lost my home. It wasn't seen as a loss, and that's because I terminated the rent with the intention of going there, visiting, traveling, a vocation, if you will, non-paid. I'm not getting paid for anything. Nobody's paid me in like 3 years, dude. Don't worry about it. I'm not getting, if anybody comes and even wants to pay me, dude, I'll say straight up, I'm starving out here, but I'm not going to take your money, sir. That's, you know me, dog. I'll fucking, you know, wage slavery up for this guy right here. You know, I'll fucking bare minimum, below the minimum wage standard of living. Like, that's the type of fella that I am. So if anybody were to even offer me, maybe, you know, if anybody were to even offer me anything, I'd be like, no. Seriously. Money was not like, there's no money. There's not even a spot guaranteed. You literally, so this is all, again, asked questions. I was just in my zone, smiling, happy about the fact that I'm chasing a dream. And these guys are probably looking at me thinking, well, if we're stuck here doing our job, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, and this kid's out here trying to chase a dream, go suck a bag of dicks. So I guess the takeaway from all this is that I bombed at the border. I probably shouldn't even say, that probably sounds terrible. I did not, it's a terminology in the storytelling comedic world. I bombed at the border because they asked questions and I apparently said all the wrong things. There's not a thing that I could say that could go right that day with these guys and gals. Jesus. Toughest fucking crowd. I'll tell you that much. No bombs at the border with this guy. This is legit. I just didn't go your boy's way. So I got turned back and I sat there and around Niagara and cried for about an hour and a half, you know. And then drove all the way back to Toronto now, not having a home to stay in, which which is also, again, these are things that I prepare, because I was like, you're going on the road. There's going to be a time where you're going to be sleeping in your car. There's going to be a time where you're going to be sleeping in a motel or a hotel, whatever. I was ready for that. With the little finances that I had, I was ready for all that. But I wasn't ready to like go and spend 4 hours at the border and then get turned back. That was, you know, so in hindsight, if you're asking, did I go to the US? Yes, dude, straight up 4 hours of fucking anxiety ridden, sitting, waiting, and being judged, which is nice. But your boy's got thick skin. I moisturize, I got soft skin. But I also have a psoriasis has been off the fucking, I got rough skin. It's the anxiety, I think. That's the stress and the anxiety, and overall, you know, things are well. So I came back, and it was the 30th, and the midnight, it was turning to the 1st of July, which is Canada Day. So I'm now sitting in the car with all my shit in the car, and I'm like, well, I'm so tired, let's just pull up in a parking lot. I drove to Lakeshore, downtown Toronto, after finally arriving to the city. I'm like, let's just call it a night and go to sleep. Now I'm trying to sleep, but also like a whole bunch of stuff is going through my mind. Obviously, you could imagine, right? I'm like, I wasn't expecting for things to go this way at all. So I'm trying to sleep in and I'm parked in a parking lot near the beaches, downtown area. I go and find a little isolated spot. An unwritten rule, unspoken rule of parking in parking lots. If you're going to park in a parking spot in a parking lot that's empty, you see a car that's parked and there's tons of other fucking parking spots, go park somewhere else. I'm trying to sleep at 3 in the morning and this car drives by, parks right beside me. 3, 4 girls and guys get out and they're celebrating someone's birthday. So I'm just spending a day of crying, going through whatevs. And it's 3 a.m. There's people in the beaches area popping off fireworks for Canada Day. Pew, 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 every 2 seconds. And then there's a guy and gal exchanging gifts and pleasantries. Happy birthday. This is, oh, I thought this suits you so well. I'm sitting there trying to, be fucking namaste. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going anywhere. Stay right here, baby. But that was the first night. And then, past 10 days, I want to keep this episode short, you guys, because, yeah, I don't want to, we got a lot of things to, unpack, and I don't even know. Ended up staying in the car for an evening. The next day, I was blessed enough to be able to sleep on my friend's couch for a night. And then after that, I slept in the car for some more. So I slept a few days in the car, which is nice. It teaches you stuff. It teaches you how to kind of sleep with like one eye open, because in parking lots, in random places, or not even parking lot, on the streets, there's, and the AMs and the after hours, sketchy mofos be lurking all the time. You got to be careful. And I saw a couple of dudes like, and I had to change spots because I'm like, I'm probably going to get shanked in my sleep. This isn't safe. So, after spending a night on my friend's couch, after a few nights in my car, I was lucky enough to find a room, and now I'm renting a tiny room, which I'm staying in, and it's temporary. It's for a temporary moment, only for a short limited time, is what I'm telling myself, while I go out there and hustle and grind once again because I got a show today. That's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. So I'm out there trying to earn a buck in the meantime. And yeah, dudes, ladies and gents, this is where I'm at right now. Also, where I'm at in life, I really, in terms of dedication, I don't think, I've dedicated all my life to this, the past 3 years at least of my life. Not all my life, but the past 3 adult years of my adult life I've dedicated to stand up, trying to get spots in the city. I've not been super lucky there, but I'm, again, responsibility all on this guy. created this beautiful podcast that we're like a familia now. We're global syndicate, if you will. Should probably stop using words like syndicate if the Jesus. Oh man. I'm a good dude. I just want to put it out there for the record. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm a good dude. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to, and I'm hard on myself a lot of times. So, I think this is a time where if any time I need to like stand up for myself, and like, you know, I'm a decent human being. Sure, have I made a few? Which one of us hasn't made mistakes in their life? Okay, so, but having said that, legit dude, decent fella, reliable, solid, dedicated, all that shit. Fucking something. That being said, right now, I'm considering my options. I will probably be in the city for the next few months at least, while I try to gather some moolah, some cheddar. Yeah, and I'm not the type that's gonna, you know, I'm not the type that is gonna sit here and blame anybody but myself. I takes full responsibility, dude. I takes full responsibility for the fact that, you know, I was born in a part of the world that is infested with mullahs and friggin' what do you even call them? Muslim extremists, if you will. So that's no, I blame myself for being born in the wrong place. Timing was okay, but definitely wrong place. That's a bummer right there, dude. If you know. So I'm just saying, I take full responsibility for that. You know. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that options that are on the table right now, I will, you know, I'm a lover, first and foremost, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But right now, I don't have too many options for the monies, because I think, and honestly, if we're having a heart-to-heart right now, if your boys' channels are being suppressed on Instagram and or YouTube, now is the time to take your foot off the fucking brakes. If anybody's out there pressing a button because I've made a few jokey jokes about some things that you might, and you're like, no, dude, it's an AI. You might have said tranny or fucking whatever, and you use the word retard too many times, and it's like, I can't help it. It's like I'm too honest to my own detriment at times. Everything's great. What I'm saying is that I got a roof over my head. You know, I have food in my belly. It's all been McDonald's for the past 10 days, but nonetheless, food is great. Options that are on the table. I like to make this brief. I've never fought in my life, but right now, if like, I don't even know how, dude, but if anybody out there, dude, if we can get like an exhibition or like a fight with the monies involved somehow, I will legit, for money, I will fight someone within the same. I've lost a little bit of weight during the past few, just because you could imagine, probably sitting at around like 135, 140, right? 6 feet tall, 140, 135. I could probably drink this and become like 140 once again. I've lost a little bit of water weight, but I'm trying to be positive. My dick looks slightly bigger. Just saying. But I've also not, you know, jerked off in like since the 29th. So things are looking good. My dick looks bigger, leaner, and just leaner. I've always been lean, but like right now I'm fucking fight ready. I don't want to call anybody out. I'm just putting it out in the world. If anybody wants to pay your boy and you're like, you don't have any fight, I don't, but like also legit, like this is like, I don't have much else going on. So it's like, I'll fight you, dude. I'll fucking fight you. You put money on the table, I'll fight you right now. I might not even win, but I'll make sure it's fucking entertaining, dude. I'm going, Dana White. I don't know if why would he watch this? I'm just putting it out there. Why? Because we're there right now. This is where we are right now. One championship. Any other championship. I'm just putting it out on the table. If anybody wants to pay your boy to fight, I'm there. 130, 140 pounds, 6 feet tall. I will fuck up a motherfucker and probably get my ass kicked. Most likely will get my ass kicked. But I'll fight. because I got like fists, dude. I don't know what it is genetically, like teenage girl wrists, but these fists are like fucking good, dude. And I'm fucking all bare knuckle fighting. I'll do it with a ciggy on the side of my lips, dude, because I'm there right now. Either that, I'm still like dedicated to comedy and all. I will always remain dedicated to stand-up because that's where my heart's at. Because artists, fucking God, so gay. The artistry is so, it's, oh God, it's, what it is that it's all emotional. It's so fucking raw right now. I will also, I've considered if there's anything involving nudity, you want to pay your boy to be nude, we can do that too. I will legit, for a good chunk of money, now I'm not talking about fucking hundreds or even like 1,000, I'm talking like a good chunk, like life-changing money, at least for your boy, I will do nudity shit, dude. I will fucking straight up, like, if it's up to me, heterosexual, of course, but I'm there at the point, like, I'll suck a dick for $1 million bucks, dude. If you are out, I'm calling you out, people. If you are out there and you're looking at this mug right here and you're like, I would pay him $1 million bucks to suck my dick right now, just putting it on the table. It's on the table, dude. I will fucking suck you dry, dude. I will suck you dry right now for $1 million bucks. I don't even care, dude. So that being said, those options are on. Like, if there's a fuck, where's my Harvey Weinstein? I don't mean to make light of shit right now, but where's my Harvey Weinstein? You know what I mean? I will gladly, is he out right now? If he's out right now and like he's looking for a young talent who wants to be a star, I'll suck you dry, dude. Weinstein, holla at your boy. DM me, get in the DMs. I don't know if he's in or out. Is there anybody else? Fuck, I will. If you're a gay man in Hollywood or like anywhere like in the industries, like fucking doing, because I don't think, unless like, again, if it's up to me, heterosexual all the way, dude. If there's a sugar mama out there right now, I will not, that I'm not the type that'll sit on my ass after taking the sugar mama's money. I will go out there and still hustle and grind. But like right now, we're, you know, desperate times calls for desperate sucking and fucking. So that being said, if there's a Harvey Weinstein-esque character out there, you're like, man, these people are just a bunch of fucking rats. They're gonna go snitch. Not this guy. Not this guy, dude. I will suck you dry, dude. No one's gonna even know. You don't even need to worry about bringing on a beard. Oh, do I need to? Dude, we'll see each other in the streets. I don't even look at you in the streets, dude. I'll suck you dry for $1 million bucks, straight up. That being said, so fighting, never fought in my life, but I think I can make it work. Just there right now. Fucking on camera, never done it before, but again, we're right there right now. Fucking hell yeah, dude. Good times. Again, any Hollywood actors or actresses, any financially upper echelon members of society who like fucking and sucking on the down low, on the up high, I don't give a fuck. Let's make it happen. Your boy needs to get paid somehow. Obviously, the dream is to earn it and do it through the comedies, and I'm not gonna stop at the content. You all know that. So go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, because that really, I think, helps. Follow me on Instagram and there's patreon.com/RobSadri, but I'm telling you right now, OnlyFans is looking pretty fucking good. Do people pay well for men's feet? Write a comment below. If you like to see these feet, and my feet are size 12, think about that. I'm just gonna verbally size 12, boy. Ladies, size 12. What you know about that size 12? Fucking blisters, because like sometimes my shoes be tight when I walk long distances, but the blisters have actually gone down in size because I've not done much walking. It's been a lot of sitting and lying down on just a bed in a bedroom, which is not, because this is temporary, dude. This is temporary, and overall I'm feeling good in terms of how things will proceed. I'm just gonna take a little bit of time, couple of months, to just like, again, gather a little bit of moolah. I've also, hey, by the way, out there, if you've spent any of the time watching any of these videos in the past and you've seen any of the artwork in the background that you happen to like, that you want to buy, so to support your boy's stand-up comedy career, it's available. All my friend is kind enough to hold on to them, and they are up for sale. And again, just takes one person, literally one person. Be a baller, dude. Don't be a fucking puss, lady. Don't be a puss, fella out there. You got $1 million to just burn. Fucking slap it on, dude. Slap it onto that patreon.com/Robs. I just need one fella to just be like, yes, I'm gonna take a chance on this kid. Almost middle-aged kid, but like fucking, you know what I mean? Kid is in like how like old-timey people like refer to other people who are younger to them. Like I'm obviously a grown boy, man, not a child, a man child, a heart of gold. So things are good. As to how we're gonna proceed, videos will be uploaded from now on once a week, probably. We're gonna literally take it one day at a time, one step at a time. If there's lessons to be learned here, is that money above everything. If you know, money above everything, kids. Because again, I'm fucking retarded. I should have probably learned this a long time ago, but I was taught to value other things like human beings, and like treat people with like respect and dignity, and don't judge people by the amount of money that they have in their bank account, rather than but all that doesn't mean anything. All that dignity shit and just overall moral all that doesn't really say much, does it, for this guy right here? But nonetheless, I like to look at this as a learning opportunity and a growth opportunity. I don't want this to be a, you know, I don't want this to be a story where people are like, oh, we shouldn't take risks. See what happens when someone takes risks. Make your own decisions, really. I'm comfortable as long as you're comfortable. And I hope you guys are comfortable. You guys and gals, I hope you're comfortable out there, because I'm okay. I'm alright. Living to fight another day, and also fighting to live another day. I've come up in the past few days, I've come up with a bunch of stuff that makes me feel good. Like the rags to riches, but rags to less rags, or more or less rags was one of them, and live to fight another day and fight to live another day was also another one. So you're welcome out there. So go ahead and subscribe right now if you're like, man, should we or should we not subscribe, or should we, like, now's like the time to do it. And this is a good time for me to know, like, this is for me to figure out who the real ones are, you know what I mean? This is so I suss out all these non-real ones, you know what I mean? So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I think we're gonna drop the heat once a week, probably on Sundays, depending on how shit goes. This is probably gonna be the next several months until I, you know, fucking get back on my feet, or like, I have feet, I'm on them. Things are good, and things will only get better from here, because it can't possibly get worse than this. I could catch, I could get AIDS from like a street raccoon, but I missed that chance, dude. I think street AIDS from a raccoon, if it were to happen, it would have happened in the past few days. So I think we're safe for the time being. I like to say thank you for all the love and support. I'm disappointed in myself for not being able to go through and you know, hang out, just see a couple of people and places. But that doesn't mean we're not going to do it in the future. That doesn't mean that the world is not our oyster. And that doesn't mean we're not going to take a bite out of oysters, dude. Although oysters do have pearls in them, which if you bite on the pearl, you'll break your teeth. I don't know why we use oysters or seafood, really. The world is your steak sandwich with a side of fries and a choice of your cold beverage, of course. So go ahead and take a big old slurp. I'm going to go into my one room, which I rented for the time being, and upload this wonderful video for you good folks out there. And again, I hope everybody has a fantastic start to their week. Because I know I am. You know what I mean? Because after the tears comes the laughter. And life's not good without any tears. Because if you were just like smiling all the time, having a ball all the time, then I suppose that'd be fine too. But like, you know what I mean? Like if anything is to happen miraculously and change my life, I will only appreciate it 10x. No, nay, 100x. No, nay, I will appreciate it 1000x. And that is appreciation levels which are unheard of. So boys and girls, where can you find these videos? They used to be up until 10 days ago, every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on YouTube, on Instagram, on patreon.com/RobSadger. If you'd like to fiscally support the show, which now's the time, boys and girls, to take action, to stick it to the man, or the woman, or the transgender, or the straight guy. Whoever you want to stick it to. I love everyone personally, but whoever you want to stick it to, do it through this channel and the Patreon. Like, if you support this channel and this guy, you're sticking it to whoever you like to, and I'll stick it with you, whoever it is. Got a grandma with a bum leg? Fuck that bitch. Stick it to her. You know what I mean? Got an uncle that, like, didn't treat you too well? Fuck that bitch. I'm just saying. Got a teacher that told you, no, you can't do it? Fuck that guy. Stick it to them by subscribing and all that jazz. So I'll be back here again probably next Sunday. In the meantime, have a wonderful week. Glad you made it. It's been another So-So production. I'm sure I've left so much out, but there's more to come. There's more to come. I'd like to come. I'm gonna go for now. Peace out.